What are the red flag warnings that really show up in the UFO community that people are ignoring?
Well, historically, it's when individuals give testimony about their medical or military credentials. You check their backgrounds; it doesn't hold up. Or when a testimony, someone brings up a story about a UFO sighting, and the story changes over time. They add things to it, and that's a red flag. Human memory is not overly accurate. So that having that being said, when dates and times are changing, the number of individuals that are part of an event change. I think it's good to be cautious and really take a look at what's going on, and is this person being truthful? And that's without even including the internet or social media to the formula. I mean, just interacting with people, we can't assume one, they're all telling the truth, and two, people do misidentify things all the time. So a cautious approach pays dividends, but most of the UFO community has no grasp of being cautious. So it's troubling.
Right. So I've always thought this, where guests will come on shows and they're just all, he's a Navy, this, that, or the other who served at this place or that place. We've had a few guests on our shows, and they said, one guy said he worked at Los Alamos. It's like, I guess my first question is, are that many people lying about it? And then my second question would be, how would I even prove that?
Most people don't lie. Hoaxing and lying it's a small percentage overall. But when it does happen and investigators are fooled, it makes the whole field look bad. It makes investigators look sloppy.
Right.
And if you're cautious and professional about the way you approach investigations, you won't get caught. If you're cautious, you just simply do a background check and look into this person's, did they serve where they claim they served? Were they born where they claim they were born? Little simple things like that. And you can't rely on social media. You have to really look into, especially when they have military service, there are ways to background check that. And if there's any discrepancy, that's a red flag. But that doesn't mean they're lying, per se. It just means that the story's not being portrayed accurately as the person giving it. So.
This may be, I don't know, an obvious answer to this question, but when you say do a background check, technically speaking, what does that mean? Does that mean, do you go to a background check company, or
you can you can go that route if you know a person served in the military in certain positions. I usually don't do it myself. I have enough contacts in the community. Usually when I have someone with a claiming a military background, I'll email Kevin Randall. And Randall is he knows the way to check on these individuals' background because he served for decades in the military. So I leave it up to him, and he gets back to me in a few months and said, well, there's a red flag here or not. But
interesting, yeah.
Beyond that is difficult because I'm not an employer. When you're getting hired for a position, you sign off for a background check. But as a UFO investigator, that's not the case. So it can be difficult. But if they provide you enough information, you can check on things in a roundabout way.
Right. And if they only give you information that is not verifiable, then I suppose that's a red flag right there.
Agreed. Yeah.
That's a rather significant red flag.
Usually when a red flag shows up, it's pretty apparent. You're really not going to look that hard for it. It kind of surfaces pretty easily.
So what do? You call them out?
I just don't. The data is not valid.
You ghost them.
I try not to call them out. I just and most of the red flags I come across are either on the internet or historical cases. And if I'm asked to give a take on a historical case, I'll give my take, my professional opinion on it. And I never ignore a red flag. So usually when I give my take on a case, somebody will say, well, I don't agree. I don't agree with your position. I think this person's telling the truth. And I'll come back with, well, the data, the facts don't show that. The facts show that there was some hoaxing going on. There was some charlatan type behavior going on. But people want to believe so much, they embrace all these things, and instead of thinking that there's enough anomalous things going on without having to embrace everything.
Yeah, but
nowadays they do.
the catty little teenager in me wants to know is like, have you ever gotten any pushback from one of these people when you said that their situation was a hoax?
Yes, a young woman here in town that she was claiming to have some UFO interactions, and she had things on video and photographs, but she would never let me examine the photos. She never showed me the videos. She wanted me to accept them as valid without having seen them at all, which is a red flag.
Right, of course.
And then beyond that, I kept asking her, to let me examine what she had. She never let me. She went to the local MUFON group. She let them examine it, and they came to the same conclusion I did, that there was nothing going on.
Mm.
And she basically cast their opinion aside, and she's going to believe what she wants to believe. But she really doesn't like me. If she doesn't like me particularly, because I didn't want to validate her belief structure, I won't do that. If I don't think it's real, then I'll tell you it's not real. But yeah, she's not. I'm not on her fan list anymore.